Hello, everyone. So, today we have a game between Kimberly High School and PHS. So, this is the draft tool. What we're looking at here is each team has banned 3 characters. On the left side, on PHS's side, they banned Lux, Ash, and Urgot. These look to be just banning the champions that the Kimberly players play. Nothing meta banned there. On the other hand, we have Kimberly High School, which again looks to just be comfort bans. They're trying to get rid of the characters that PHS plays. We have Vayne, Rel, and Timo, which is a top support and ADC. In picks here, we had Riven picked first on the PHS side. That's most likely going to be their top laner. And then next was Mordekaiser picked on the Kimberly side, which is also going to be the top laner. So it looks like it's going to be a Riven and Mord matchup top lane. That matchup can go either way. It's most likely usually goes to the Mordekaiser. On the other hand, we have Zoe and Sivir picked, which is the mid lane and the ADC. Zoe is a very squishy but high damage, high potential character, and Sivir's a very consistent defensive pick there. On the other side, we have Xin Zhao, most likely jungle, Silas, most likely mid. Silas is going to be going against the Zoe. That's going to be an interesting matchup. Most likely, Silas has a slight advantage in lane, but we'll have to see if he can use it. Then we had more bans coming in from both sides, the last 2 bans. We had Yumi and Caitlyn. That's for the bot lane. It really looks like PHS is trying to ban out Kimberly's bot lane here. On the other hand, Kimberly banned Lulu and Warwick, which looks to be banning out their jungle and their support. Okay, so Zyra was picked as the support for KJS. That's a high damage support, high AP team we have on the Kimberly side. What AP means is ability power, so not there's 2 different types of damage. That doesn't really matter. On the other side, we have Briar. That's going to be the jungler. Very weird champion. They will be going against Xin Zhao in the jungle. That'll be fun to see. Both of those characters are kind of early to mid game characters. And Seraphine is the support for Sivir. That is a decent combination of damage and defensiveness. Zyra and Jin on the other side will be the bot lane going against Sivir and Seraphine. That looks to be like a high damage bot lane that's trying to pick people off. And that is the picks. It looks like we should be starting the game soon. But I'll let you know. Yeah, so now if you can hear, that's going to be just them picking all those characters that I talked about in the actual game before we get going.
Impure fools.
Really what we're looking at here is going to be a very early decided game, if that's an easy way to put it. That whoever really gets control of the early game here will scale and be able to destroy.
Weak.
The main things we're going to see is if Silas is aggressive enough, they might get an early kill on Zoe. And if Mordekaiser and Riven, as Mordekaiser and Riven tend to do in lane, brawl out, there'll be definitely high kills top lane. This is also the first game of the season for both these teams, I believe. So it'll be very fun to see how they actually work together, what's all gonna go down.
I recommend skipping. More of a dog person, huh?
Another thing to note is that if either of these bot lanes gets ahead,
Shall I turn
especially
in
the
my
Zyra
badge and
Jhin, it'll be
rifle as
hard
well?
for the other team to function. Because Zyra Jhin is a very high damage, high pick potential. So if the Kimberly team can work around their bot lane here, they definitely have a leg up in this competition. Both teams are well drafted, so we'll see how this goes. We'll be entering the game in about 50 seconds. I forgot about spectator lag or delay, so it'll be a few more minutes here. 3 minutes. I forgot that the delay is so long. But yeah, as we talked about, the lanes are most likely they could switch it up on me, but it's gonna be Riven and Mordekaiser in the top lane. That matchup can go either way, and it is usually a very brawl heavy matchup. In the jungle, we have Briar versus Zinzao. Those are both early to mid game junglers, which are both pretty aggressive in their play styles. In the mid lane, we have Zoe versus Silas. Zoe is a very high damage, ranged character with low HP against Silas, who's a very get in your face character that has a bit more HP, has healing, and some damage. If the Silas plays it correctly, he can definitely have a leg up on the Zoe early game. But if the Zoe plays well, they can definitely land a few stuns on them, some sleeps, and might be able to get a few kills on them. In the bot lane, it is Zyra and Jhin versus Seraphine and Sivir. This Seraphine and Sivir is kind of interesting. There's not like a wombo combo in that, but they both do their own thing. Seraphine has a lot of poke, some slow, some healing, some stuns, and Sivir just has a lot of damage output and is a very safe pick. Whereas on the other side, Jhin and Zyra both have a lot of damage in their kit, a lot of stuns in their kit, and they have high pick potential and range. So that's what we're looking at going into this game. Okay, I hope the
Welcome to
I
Summoner's
hope the
Rift.
stream is working. Isn't get that check.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Sorry, I'm just playing around with this stuff. Okay, so as I said earlier, it is how I guessed it that it's
Minions have
Mordekaiser and
spawned.
Riven in the top lane, Xin Zhao and Briar in the jungle, and we got a little brawl here bot lane. Some early damage for the KHS side. One second, I don't think the stream's working. This is so fun. Oh, no, it was working. Sorry. May have just messed it up a little. But we already got first blood here. 2 deaths in the bot lane. A big lead for KHS here. That is kind of what you expect to see from a very damage heavy bot lane that we have here. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're looking at an early lead in the bot lane for Kimberly, but everywhere else it looks to be relatively equal. You got equal trades bot and top. both the junglers are pathing. In the KHS side, they're pathing top, which is kind of interesting. We also have continuous brawls in the mid lane. But I would have expected the Kimberly side, their jungler, to have went bot lane to try to get even more of an early lead to their bot lane. But it doesn't look like that happens. However, Briar is rotating bot lane, maybe to help them, which would be good, since they set up an early death. And we have another battle here in the bot lane. And it looks like another kill. But you look at in the top lane, it looks to be that Mordekaiser, the KHS side, is destroying with much more CS. We have a little brawl here. We'll see if Briar chooses to re-engage. It seems they're trying to walk through. And they did. So the unfortunate part with Briar's kit is that their abilities make them attack people. So it's kind of hard to use them, especially when running away. Even more damage being put here down in the bot lane. This looks to be the way that Kimberly is going to win this, through the bot lane. Through high damage in the bot lane. Overwhelming priority. Flash going in. Let's see if he gets it. Okay. Top lane, it is traded. Good kill by Chaos. Chaos also has teleport up, so he can get back to the wave much earlier. So he's looking in a really good position. So far, 5 minutes in, 6 minutes. This is looking very good for Kimberly High School. In both the bot lane, the top lane, and the jungle. Mid lane is still even on both sides. Whoever gets the first kill there might get a head up on their opponent. But there's another pick bot lane. Okay. There's also a freeze there mid. A stun. It looks like Kimberly is going to start the dragon. Yep, looks like they're calling for that. Which is a good call because the mid laner of the PHS, I believe, is very low and they have to recall. They can't get any fights right now. As well as the fact that the bot lane for Kimberly is way strong right now. And that looks to be a secure dragon for the side of Kimberly. Another thing we can look at here, almost an engage on bot lane, but the Jhin missed his ability, is the differences in mini kills or CS, creep score. Creep score kind of signifies how much money someone has compared to their opponent. In the top lane, as he just tower dived, we can see that in the top lane, on the... Oh, that's a double kill for the bot lane. But, as I was saying, The top lane for Kimberly has 1,500 more gold than the other top laner for PHS. Okay, you got an engaged mid. A little bit of damage. In every lane except for mid and jungle, Kimberly is up quite a bit of gold. The next thing we are gonna be looking at here for both teams. Oh, good damage from Twin. However, he was traded right back by the Zoe. Is gonna be these Void Grubs. These are an important objective, just like the Dragon, except they're on the top side of the map. They are most likely gonna go to Kimberly because of the strength that this Mordekaiser has in the top lane. He already has an item, which gives him a big leg up on both the jungler and the top laner for the PHS. Looks like PHS just narrowly avoid getting killed again in the bot lane. Might not be this. Ooh. Again, narrowly avoided dying in the mid lane too. Now in the top lane, let's see if Mr. Quinzard can get away, but he cannot. That first item is very strong, and there's a pick in the bot lane. Nope, both bot laners survived. The jungler died. That looks to be 2 kills in the bot lane as well, and Void Grubs for Kimberly High School. This is a game. 10 minutes in, and we have almost a 9,000 gold lead for Kimberly, which is a lot of money. Especially, we can see this in the bot lane, where in the bot lane, there's almost a 3,000 gold difference between the Jhin and the Sivir. And like a 2,000 difference between the Zyra and the Seraphim. The only lane that's really sticking in this for PHS is mid lane. Mid lane, both mid lanes are basically equal here, like very close, and they've been brawling this whole time. It's a 2-level lead in the top lane for Kimberly. If I was this, I was this Riven, you have to play this very carefully, otherwise you die. Like, it's most likely a death here that we're gonna see. Yep. You can't be pushing up at this point. You're way behind. Riven isn't a great character from behind, which is unfortunate for the person who's playing him. And it looks like another pick in the bot lane. They're just racking in these kills. A failed gank mid here for Kimberly. You're just gonna walk away, start setting up. Or shoot, got rid of that. We have Chaos here in the top lane, just destroying these towers. That's another benefit of the Void Grubs that Kimberly High School got, is that it increases damage towards towers. It looks like the jungler is gonna get picked. This is not good, especially that dragon is spawning here. That looks to be another dragon for Kimberly. Another kill for Kimberly in the top lane. Yeah, this is going very well for the Kimberly side. Not a lot they could do here to mess this up, given they have an 11k gold lead. They have 2 turrets already. Both of those top lane. Chaos 385 here on Mordekaiser, putting in a lot of damage on these towers, a lot of damage on the enemy team. Looks like the bot lane is going to get picked again by Kimberly. And it looks like the Sivir is running into the Kimberly jungle to get away. Will she get away? Maybe. Nope. She might be caught here. She's stunned, and it's killed by Syra. Again, Everywhere besides mid lane is in the favor of Kimberly by a large margin. Especially this bot and top lane.
Turret plating will fall soon.
It's to be another fight here mid. The jungler for PHS might come mid if he stays pushed up. Oh, he's asleep. This could be a good chance for the PHS to get a kill mid. To try to get stay back in this, but it looks like Riven's picked yet again in the top lane. Seraphine's picked yet again in the bot lane. And Frost Quinn almost gets away, but it looks like he's going back in. And he gets a double kill there. Or not that he almost gets away. Frost Quinn barely got away, and then he went right back in to get a double kill. And Chaos in the top is just going to keep pushing here. This could be a sub 20-minute game here. A very fast game. Looks like Riven is going to try to fight this. Not a good idea, given how strong this Mordekaiser is. And he wants more. He's willing to take on the entire enemy team. I don't know if this will go too good for him. He looks in trouble here. 1v4. He has to flash out. He's still running. Do they catch him? Flash coming in. Oh, he's low. Oh my god. There's a kill. Okay, they traded the Sivir for the Mordekaiser. That is good for PHS. That is their first kill of the game. But still a lot more that they need to accomplish here if they want to get back in this. And it looks like PHS is going to get picked off again. That's 2 more deaths. Now there are a 3v4. PHS is probably just going to push this in on every lane. Oh, looks like they're going for more kills actually. Is Riven caught again? It looks to be. Riven might not be able to get out of this. Being pushed down. That's 2 more dead on PHS's side as Kimberly High School pushes in from all angles and starts taking the center base. This could be the end of the game. But it looks like PHS is not going to go down without a fight. And we have the junglers fighting here. Looks like a big fight going on here. The jungler gets picked on the side of PHS. And it looks like now that Chaos is here, Mordekaiser's here, they're just going to run them down. Because he's so tanky, he can just walk through the tower. And that's game. A triple kill for Chaos and the end of the game. 17-minute game, very fast. But this is a best of 3, I think. Yes, this is a best of 3, so there's 1 or 2 more games after this, depending on what happens. Oh. Alright. Give me a second here. I have to get the next Fearless draft up on the screen. But while we're waiting, we can talk about what happened in that game. Overall, it was a slaughter. Kimberly instantly took the lead in the bot lane with multiple picks. As I said before the game started, that Jhin and Zyra bot lane is a very high damage combo, a very high pick potential. And they played just to that and got plenty of kills. So that is what happened, and we saw the outcome of that game. Once that bot lane gets ahead, again, like I said before, it's kind of wraps for the other team, unless they can curb them by having the jungler gank and stop that bot lane. But they definitely cannot let that go on again in this next game. They can't let the bot lane do whatever they want. And in the top lane, we definitely need to see someone or multiple people stopping Chaos as he was just walking down the lane and taking all the towers with him. It's gonna be a small intermission probably. I don't know how long. All right, it looks like. Oh, jeez. Let me fix this. Um, Sorry. Give me 1 second. So we are back to the next draft. This is going to be the second game of the series. And we're going to have something called a fearless draft. So no characters we saw or banned from the first game. Or actually, I don't think it's bans. It's just what we saw in the first game cannot be played in the second game. So we're going to see a whole bunch of new characters here. For bans on PHS's side, we have no one, which I'm assuming is a fluke, Yumi and Ashe. That's targeting the bot lane 100%. They don't want to see the Kimberly bot lane thrive like they did last game. On the other side, we have Vigar, Vayne, and Rel. That's, again, targeting the bot side of PHS and the mid of PHS. Just making sure that they cannot do anything mid lane or bot lane against this Kimberly team. On the other side, we have PHS's first 3 picks, Warwick, Echo, Darius. This is a heavy brawling team. Warwick in the jungle, most likely. Echo in the mid lane. Darius in the top lane. On the side of KHS, we have Lucian, Senna, Yone. Lucian and Senna are the bot lane. They have some good powers that work well together. But, yeah, that's definitely going to be scary for the PHS side. And they have Yone as their mid laner. It's going to be Yone versus Echo in the mid lane. That's going to be fun to see. Unlike last game where there was one brawler and one ranged mage, it's looking like they're both brawling mages. Or, well, one brawling mage versus one physical damage dealer. So there will be a lot of brawling mid here. Probably some deaths mid, unlike the first game. And for KHS next pick, we have Alawi, which is going to go against the Darius. That's going to be an interesting matchup. Darius is very strong early game, but so is Alawi. Alawi has a lot of poking potential compared to Darius too, because she can take people's souls. We also have Shaco and Lux being picked for the PHS side. And honestly, I don't know where the people on the PHS side are going anymore. I think that Shaco Lux could be the bot lane. Shaco could also be the jungler. It could be anyone. So I don't know about them. Anyways, Jax is also getting picked for KHS. That is going to be their jungler, most likely. On the KHS side, we have a very heavy physical damage team here. That is almost all physical damage. Well, as on PHS's side, we have a mixture of both magic and physical. For the last 2 bans on each side, I kind of had to skip over this because I'm a little behind. It is more bot lane bans on Kimberly's side to make that bot lane weak, and a top lane ban, Mundo, and the mid lane ban on the PHS's side to make sure that top and mid for KHS is weaker. All of these look to be comfort picks, not actually any like meta picks for bans. Sorry. I have to get...
More of a dog person, huh?
Whoa. Wrong button.
Impure fools.
So they're just doing the picks in the actual league client now.
Your commands tire
But I'm
me.
kind of new to this whole streaming thing, so. Oh, jeez, not bad.
I recommend skipping.
Okay, there, I finally got it. Not that it really matters, but it's just them doing the picks that we saw in that
Shall I
draft
turn in my
tool,
badge and rifle
but in
as
the
well?
game instead.
I shall indeed.
I mean, we have plenty of time. We got 3 minutes to wait for the spectator time. What I'm seeing here, I don't actually know the bot lane or support for the PHS side. I'm honestly at a loss as to what they're playing. We'll see how that goes. However, on the Kimberly side, we have, as I said, a very melee centered team, a very attack damage, no ability power on their team, which is really good for PHS if they had a tank, but it looks like their biggest tank character is Darius, so they don't actually have a tank. But it's definitely not a good look to have only one type of damage on your team. What we're looking at here for compared to last game is I'm still thinking that the bot lane for Kimberly after the last performance is going to be the main issue for PHS here. They need to put a stop to them early before they get any crazy lead like they did last game. The top lane is going to be probably, if it's Darius versus Alawi, that's my thought, will be much closer in like competition compared to last game. Last game, because Riven is a character. Riven was picked last game in the top lane for PHS. If they fall behind, it is very hard to get back in. Darius is the same way, but he's also a lot stronger early game than Riven. So we'll see how that goes. I think Darius is top. Again, my guesses for the PHS and where they're going could be wrong because they have a very interesting team comp. In terms of team comp, if we're going to talk about that, the Kimberly High School team has a very not they just have a very hard brawl team, I guess you could call it, meaning that everybody on their team is strong alone. There's not really any combinations that make them strong in a team fight besides from just the amount of damage that they can output because all the characters on Kimberly's team do damage. On PHS's team, however, it's slightly different. There is a split of damage, and they're not very brawl team as Kimberly is. So for PHS, they might be trying to look for picks. So like they might have their Shaco Echo trying to find the Lucian or the Senna in a team fight in order to kill them. compared to just everyone fighting in the middle, which would suit Kimberly way better. All right, we're just entering the game here. Give me 1 second to set the stream up. Hopefully that's working. It was last time, should now.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions
All right.
spawn.
It so it looks like it is Warwick jungle and Jack's jungle. And it looks like they're both going to be pathing top. It looks like Shaco is top with a support item. That's not what you want whatsoever. And the ADC for PHS is the Darius. This isn't a great... I mean, maybe they'll make it work. But this is very weird setup. It looks... They have 3 mid now. Don't quite know what's going on. It's just free CS for the bot lane. Yeah, so the bot lane for Kimberly High School is just going to CS for free. They have 2 mid laners on the PHS side. Oh, looks like they figured it out that might not... Oh, now they have 3 mid laners again. It looks like they sent 1 bot, which is smart. And Kimberly High School, that dangerous bottom, has already gotten a tower plate, which means they have more money now. Not exactly a positive. That Senna Lucian bot will be able to put out a high amount of damage here. Looks like a good trade for Echo for the PHS side. Top lane is going to be a little weird here, and so is bot lane. This may just be another game where the PHS bot lane gets destroyed. Because Darius is not a ADC. Looks like he's dead. That's 2 kills for the bot lane of Kimberly High School. However, we have the mid lanes fighting here. And it looks like PHS has gotten a kill mid already. That's good. PHS really needs this mid laner to carry as hard as he can. Because this bot lane is not going to go well for PHS, and this top lane is not going to go well for PHS. We look to see some brawls here, bot. Again, this top laner on Kimberly's side is putting in some work there, pressuring them off the minions so they're not getting as much money as he is. And the bot is ahead again. But it looks like this might be a bad fight for Kimberly. It looks like they disengaged, used the heal, used the summoner spell. And this mid is still brawling, but the mid is looking in favor of PHS this time with a good gold lead. Looks to be a brawl in the topside jungle. The Warwick is running away, but it looks like he's trapped. A kill in the bot lane for KHS. Kill in the top lane for KHS for their jungler. And some good damage from PHS in the mid lane. If I was this Shaco, I would be scared here, because this dude loves to tower dive. And he almost got away, but unfortunately he was caught. But it looks like Chaos might die. Chaos dies to the tower. That's not a kill for PHS though, because he was not touched by Shaco. It looks like PHS, without warning, has started the dragon. This could go well for them. They might be able to secure an objective here under the noses of Kimberly. It looks like he's running away now. I just want to see what happened. Okay, so looks like PHS just ran away from the dragon, and there was a kill bot in that time. I was distracted. I'm sorry. 2 kills for the bot lane, and Kimberly looks to start this dragon instead. This doesn't look good for the Echo. The Echo might be caught here, but he gets away through the nick of his teeth. Again, what we're looking at here is a crazy lead in the top and bottom for Kimberly, just as we saw last game. If PHS wants to win this, they're definitely going to have to do something about this bot lane and this top lane, as the bot lane secures another kill on the enemy jungle and the top lane secures another tower plate, meaning more money for him. Looks like there might be a fight down bot. Darius is taking a lot of damage. Lucian goes in. Senna gets the final kill. That's another one for Senna and Lucian in the bot lane. For gold here, we're looking at an already 6,000 gold lead, similar to last game. However, in the mid lane, it's still close. And the mid lane for PHS still has more money, but that might change as Frost Queen goes in looking for the kill, and he gets it. That's a positive gold swing in the mid. Now the mids are even on money. This might be a kill, but it looks like he walks out. Oh my. So he had a few things happen there. The top lane for PHS got killed again, and the jungle on PHS's side almost killed the mid lane Yone. However, Yone got away, and so did the Warwick. So there's no kills there. Another kill in the bot lane though. Looks to be 2. Looks like 2 in the bot lane yet again for this bot lane duo. They're putting in their work. Already at a 2,000 gold lead for the Lucian and a 2,000 gold lead for the Senna. Looks like there's a fight in the jungle between KHS's jungler and PHS's top laner, and the Shaco looks to be going down yet again. On the Kimberly side, we have 3 big purchases already. A Heartsteel for the top laner. collector for the Lucian, which just makes him all the more dangerous. And I forgot what that item is called. What? It's a healing item for Senna. It's just to give the bot lane more survivability in these fights and in this lane. It looks like Darius is going to go down again to Lucian. Lucian's looking for the second. They're putting in high damage. Lucian gets 2. And they're chasing down the PHS jungler into the jungle, or into the tower. He gets away. Or does he? He does not. He was caught by the top laner for Kimberly High School. Looks like Shaco might be caught again, as Chaos is not going to let him get away. And he goes down. Looks like the Darius is mid. Doesn't want to deal with the bot lane. Looks like a fight here mid, and Kimberly's mid laner might come out with 2 kills. However, he flashes away looking to get out, and he goes back in, and he does get the 2 kills against PHS's ADC and mid laner. Looks like there's gonna be a fight mid here. But this Senna can heal because of the first item I bought. And it looks like this Chaos is getting more towers in the top lane, just like he did last game. It is not looking good for PHS. If I was PHS, I would try to play safe here, try to pressure those Kimberly people who are pushing off way too hard, such as Chaos, rather than trying to fight objectives or this bot lane. This bot lane is just way too strong to deal with at the moment. Looks like there might be a fight here. There is. Darius goes down. Does the support take down Yone? No, he doesn't. He stays alive. Looks like there's a fight top. And this Warwick has to flash out. That was a bad play by Warwick. You do not want to fight a Alawi in the middle of all her tentacles. That's where she is strongest. Right in here. If I were Kimberly, I would be getting this dragon and then doing something called 1-3-1, which means 1 in top lane, 3 in mid, 1 in bot lane. And I would just push until you get like 1 or 2 picks, and then you can end the game. Looks like a pick here in the jungle for KHS. Looks to be a fight here mid. Nothing comes out of it. Oh! The mid laner for PHS goes back in and is quickly killed. Looks like there's a fight in the top lane as well again. Oh my. That Alawi is putting in work on those towers and on the people. And the ADC and support for KHS The Lucian in the center, putting in hard work on the mid lane towers as well. However, it looks like EHS might get this dragon somehow, though they might lose the in-game because of it. They're losing every tower. It looks to be a fight here. I'm just gonna wait for the. Yeah, so PHS did get the dragon. However, it looks like PHS's team is gonna go down one by one here. The Lucian and Senna. Looks like the Shaka wants more though. He's going back in. And he is quickly denied life. This looks to be the end of the game. I don't think there's much of a resistance that PHS can put up against this KHS team right here now. That's the first tower down. PHS is going down one by one. Oh, they shut down the jungler. That's a good sign. However, it doesn't look like they're getting through this wall here that Alawi is. And that is the Nexus. That is game. Another dead to the fountain. But game. Overall, a very quick best of 3 match here. We had the PHS team put up a good fight, but they just weren't able to finish it. Weren't able to stop the Kimberly team from snowballing. Anyways, that was the first game for Kimberly versus PHS in the ISEA, I believe. Yeah. Have a good night, everyone.